In my hands, I'm holding two books. In my left hand, I have a book that was $1,000 when it was new. And in my right hand, I have a book that was like maybe $10 when it was new. Actually, it says $12.95 on the back. $1,000, $12.95. Why is it that this book can command such a higher price than this book? That's what we're going to talk about. My name is Evan Pagan. I am the creator of a program called Altitude. Altitude is for business founders and owners who would like to learn how to build their businesses from the startup level up to $10 million and beyond. And in this session, we're going to talk about marketing, every entrepreneur's favorite topic. And we're going to talk about how to do marketing that increases the perceived value of everything that you offer, every product and service you offer, and get into the mindset so that you can command premium prices and make the kind of profits that most entrepreneurs only dream about. This video is part of a series that we're producing to take you behind the scenes and show you how we've grown our business from startup with just me sitting at my computer in my bedroom to the enterprise that it is today with over 80 employees doing around $20 million a year in sales. If you're a student of marketing, and particularly internet marketing, then you might know one of our businesses. That business is called Double Your Dating, where we teach dating advice to men. You might even know me by my pen name that I use there, which is David D'Angelo. Now, in that business, I have a lot of guys that come to me, and the thing they always ask for is pickup lines. Right? They want the quick fix, instant technique that they can use to go out and immediately get dates. When business people come up to me and they ask me about business and marketing secrets, the things that they always want to know are like the pickup lines of marketing. They want a good headline, or they want to know what our split test results were for 2 marketing pieces that we did. And I'm going to give you some of that stuff in this course. I'm going to actually teach you some of the specifics. But what I'd like to do is teach you something that's even more important and more profound. I'm going to teach you what I consider to be the inner game of marketing, the secret psychology that we use and the approaches that we use to create the marketing so that the headlines and the other specifics work themselves out. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, I don't care if you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, I don't care who you are. You know that a pickup line is not going to do the whole job. A pickup line is not going to get you a date. A pickup line is not going to get you a wife or a husband. Well, the same thing is true in business. You need a lot more than just a little trick or a technique. You need a bigger picture. So let me teach you 3 mindsets that you can use to approach your marketing. 3 mindsets that underlie our entire philosophy and 3 mindsets that we've used to literally dominate markets, to launch and completely take over. The first one is going to start with a story. It's a story of my childhood. When I was younger, I was very poor. And I can remember what it was like to be poor and have a lot of poor friends. And we would sit around and talk and scheme about how to make money and how to be successful. And I can roughly characterize or describe the different ideas that we would come up with as how can we figure out how to get 1 million people to give us $1? Have you ever seen those little classified ads that say, you know, how to get $1,000 a week in your mailbox? Just send $5 to this address in an envelope with a, postage paid return envelope, and I'll send you the information. And you know that if you send them the $5, they're going to send you something back that says, run a bunch of tiny classified ads that say how to make $1,000 a week, and then tell people to send you $5, right? That kind of thinking. Well, if you really consider that, underlying it is scarcity. It's the mindset that I don't have, and I don't know how to create value for others. So I've got to figure out how to get them to just give it to me. So I call this how to get $1 from 1 million people, right? That's the mindset. It's the scarcity mindset. After spending years of hard work trying to figure out how to get 1 million people to give me $1, I stumbled across an amazing light bulb of an aha. And it was that people don't want to give me their money without getting value in return. And so what I've evolved to now is a mindset that I call, how do I figure out how to give $100 worth of value to 1 million people and then ask them for $10 in return? Do the math in your own head. Get $1 from 1 million people, or give $100 worth of value to 1 million people and then ask for 10 in return. How much are you going to have in your pocket or your bank account at the end of the day? Well, in order to do that, you have to learn how to create value for people. And in order to learn how to create value for people, you have to understand people and understand the psychology and understand exactly how they process value, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But for now, I'd like you to make a little note to yourself. Stop thinking about how to get from people and start thinking about how to create value for them. Massive amounts of value. Which leads me to the second mindset. Learn to love getting the short end of the stick. Now that doesn't sound too fun, does it? It may not be fun, but it can be very profitable for prospects, customers, and for you. And here's what I mean. In that example that I just gave you, I recommended that you give away $100 worth of value to 1 million people. That's right, just give it away. Why won't most people ever do this? Well, it's because they're selfish. They're scarcity minded. They don't want another person to get a good deal without them getting one. It reminds me of one of my favorite concepts that I've ever heard of, which is the fist trap that they use to trap monkeys in Africa. And here's how that works. They cut a hole in a tree, and then they hollow out the inside of the tree. And they put a nut inside that's a little bit bigger than the hole. So when a monkey comes along, and monkeys are very curious, they'll reach into the hole, feel around, and they feel the nut, and they go, oh, great. And they try to pull it out. Well, they'll stand there with their fist in the hole and the nut holding onto it, trying to pull it out, and a hunter can actually walk right up to the monkey and kill it. Why? Because the monkey can't see beyond the nut. It's so selfish, it's so small-minded that it won't let go to save its own life. Well, that's the way most people are. They won't let go of the value to save their own life. Well, if you can learn to love getting the short end of the stick over and over and over, and learn to love creating massive value for other people, whether you get paid or not, it can make you a very, very wealthy person. My friend John Reese says that wealth starts in the mind. Wealth is a mindset. And if you don't have a wealthy mind, if you don't think like a wealthy person, that you won't ever get any money. And if you do get it, you'll figure out how to get rid of it. I want to give you another amazing example for love getting the short end of the stick. I was reading a book about psychology, and it talked about a very interesting experiment that was done. And here's the way it looked.